Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and War Games. In this video we are going to unbox and make a tactical analysis of the Gotham Battlefleet set. This is the second box to be released for the SUSA after the Columbia Battlefleet set, which was a cross-release. It's basically a Columbia Battlefleet set, except instead of the Columbia, you have the much larger, apparently, Gotham, which is not really an aircraft carrier. It actually boosts the capacity of those ships to send some talents. Unfortunately, if you buy this box, we'll see this in the tactical, if you buy this box, you cannot build the variant that actually uses this because the plastic bits from this and this are used here and there. So you will need the Columbia Battlefleet set on the side to make the most use of this in order to really get the combos and the booster and blah blah blah. However, the Gotham itself is a beast, like it's very powerful, and well, we'll take a look at this in the second part of the video, the deep dive. There is, as always, timestamp if you want to go there right away, but for now let's take a look at what is inside the box. Okay, there we go, and we start. Oh my god, this is not, oh my god, it's absolutely huge. Okay, we will start with things we know, like this is always for the end, the big resin ship. We have two sprues of the SUSA. This is a cross release, so you can use it as a SUSA, like a South American ship, but you can also use it for your Union, because the Gotham is a cross release, so the exact same ships you can use both in the Alliance as the South Americans or the Union as the United States, like United Federation, like whatever they are. Federal States of America, I think is the name, or the Union. Those guys play a little bit differently depending on which faction you play them with. They're basically the same data sheet, but with a couple special rules that change. We'll see how I make this appear in the second part of the video. And we've seen these sprues already. They're supposed to be cross if they're still the same, in the sense that you have weapons. Yes, you do. You have weapons, let me zoom, for both the Alliance with these beautiful cannons. I absolutely love them. And this is the same, but this revolver appearance is the same heavy gun batteries, but for the Union, Alliance, Union. And up there, it's going to be the same, the beautiful round-shaped Alliance small gun battery, like regular gun battery. And if you are Union, you just have this little cannon here. You actually need to glue them together and makes like double barrel cannon, which I am not a huge fan of. Like, come on. Well, maybe it's just because I love the Alliance as well. You also have on each sprue enough to make 2 of those escorts, so you're gonna have 4 in total. All right. You have these little landing pads and a little ship, little talon to go on it. I can see the wings of the talon right here. You also have the talon on the token right here. There you have both wings. One is gonna go here directly on the token, and the other wings are gonna go on the talon that you can build, probably put on this landing pad. You can of course leave the landing pad empty if you prefer, and you want to use your talons for terrain or whatever. And you can also build on each of them, each sprue, 2 Springfield Corvettes, which are those small little ones right here. Here is the body. 1 Springfield, 2 Springfield. They're gonna have a dawn wheel. Oh, it's not the right name. The paddle wheel in English to make them turn. They're gonna look like this. Those Springfields. Those are little escorts, and you're gonna make 2 cruisers. Here is going to be the main body with the larger paddle wheels. Nothing much new, like there are a few variants. We will cover each of them in detail actually, with the new orbit and everything. The important part for the unboxing, of course, it is going to be the Gotham. Fortunately, I don't have the Columbia anymore. Someone won it in a contest. If I knew, maybe I would not have made it one. To just make a comparison, and it's absolutely huge. Just look at this. Okay, it's not very thick, like except the wheels, it is quite thin. It's just this part, like this landing part right here, with a little hidden hangar here. I like how easy it's going to be to build. You can just literally clip it here. Okay, there you go, with the command station in the front. Love how heavy it looks. It really reminds me of the Destiny. There's going to be a cannon on top, but those little observation posts all around of the platform really reminds me of the Destiny, this huge aerial carrier of the Union. And also these different layers of Gatlings. Well, it's not the first time we see it for the heavy broadside, but I like their reminding. There's going to be a landing pad here, and there's going to be a landing pad there. And you have tons of little details. Well, you have a resin talon. Okay, that's cool. You can put a 3rd one. Okay, you can put 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. Sounds good. And some rocket batteries. You can see Okay, 4 for the Alliance and 3 for the Union? Where's my last one? It got broken. Oof, I'm saved. Yeah, okay, I gotta admit, really, I'm a huge fan of the Gotham. Well, carriers are always cool, are they not? And you get 6 SLS tokens. 6, that's it. Because you're mass 8, with the double bonus that you have mass 4, so you can set 8 SLS tokens. So you don't have enough tokens to use this guy at full capacity with his talent. Ah, it's not all. Well, those are like, you start to pile up so much, at some point you just need to throw them away. So if you only buy the Gotham ever, it's going to be a problem. If you bought literally any other box, you have so many of those that it's not really a big issue. But something to know, you need 8 SRS tokens. You can point it out by your dice and everything, but usually you're supposed to make a big pile, and you will not have enough if you buy literally the Gotham as your first box. Okay, that's it for the unboxing part. Let's go for the second, longer half of the video, the tactical deep dive. Okay, so let's get going and see how to play those beautiful miniatures. I'm sorry the video comes a bit late. So many games, so many priorities, and my work is a bit harsh. Plus I still have a cough. I apologize in advance if I break your ears by coughing. I will try not to. We start, as always, with the playstyle of each faction, and the first thing that I put is that be careful. What I'm gonna say generally will remain true, like Alliance is not gonna be super tanky anytime soon with their French, but there is a 4th edition coming this summer, or maybe in autumn we will see. So be careful, there will be some rules change. Literally, as I record this part of the video, there's been announcement that, for example, Citadel values are gone in 4th edition, so things will change, but what I will say will remain globally the same. A Columbia is still gonna be tough, a Gotham is still gonna be an aircraft carrier, and the Italians are still going to be focused as repairing because it's in their fluff and it's on their models. Italians have a lot of cranes and stuff, so it's going to stay the same. However, again, things will change. Union, I love the Union, actually, it's just above me. I love the Union. It's one of my favorite factions in terms of play style. They're quite easy to play, they're quite well-rounded. They have some funky technologies, they have great gun batteries and Gatlings, when you roll 6s, you're happy, which is good. I made a lot of 6 of explosive hits. We'll see if this remains in the next edition. And they're well balanced. They have torpedoes, they have some great aircrafts, good aircraft carriers. They're good at everything. For me, they're one of the base factions of the game. All factions are focused on something, and they do it very well. Even like the Russians from the starter set are very much focused on being tough. The Covenant are weird. Even the Crown, which is the default steampunk faction, cannot do everything. Like, they have few things they do very well, torpedoes for example, and they have their weird garden generator shenanigans, but they're not the default. They're not the default faction. For me, the default faction for a beginner, someone said like, I don't know, I want to play the vanilla faction. For me, I would put the Union. If he wants to get funky later on with a lot of Tesla weapon and stuff and giant robots, sure. But for me, it is what I would recommend the most, probably, to a new player. The Alliance is more wild. They have different sub-factions. The whole theme of the Alliance, we'll soon see some Spanish, by the way. And they have the French, for example, which you will see in a battle report very soon, like end of June, beginning of July. I keep it for while I'm in vacation. And you will see Alliance, when it's played well, throwing flowers at myself, when it's played well, it's extremely lethal. It's very hard to counter an Alliance player that knows what he's doing, that has cover, and that punches you where he wants, how he wants. However, if you do get the first strike on the Alliance ships, you will cripple them outright. They are extremely fragile. They do have tricks to try to survive more now. Let's hope it will continue in the 4th edition. But their whole thing is to hide, because they cannot take a punch, go fast, and do a lot of damage at point blank. But then you're like, okay, this is the hammer, but you need an anvil as well. Well, they have pure European Alliance. They have the Italians, which are tough. They like to show their sides. They have some few things. They like to show their sides because they have ablative armor on the side. They also can repair quite well because, again, they have a lot of cranes and stuff. Great. But they are more... They like rhyming. They're more complex than what we see here, the SUSA, which... The SUSA is unkillable. They're really like, I'm gonna stay in the middle of the map, you're not gonna kill me. Used to be like, okay, I can just stay away from you and just, I'll be fine probably. But now that you have the Gotham as a SUSA and Union as well, you can just put your very tough ship in the center, send your Talon tokens all around, and if there is no enemy in range, well, you can just capture islands very easily now. So it does have a play style either in the Alliance, where it can really help, or the Union, even though the Union is tougher than French, for example. In general, they are not that tough for their points cost. Like you see a Constitution, you don't sink a Constitution just like that. Same for the Everwatcher, the name of my ship, I forgot the real name, the Destiny. Same as the Destiny, for example. It's amazing, beautiful model. It's very tough, but if you sink it, it's not that hard to sink it for the point cost that the Union player pays. While for sinking a Columbia with a Shroud Generator, for example, oh boy, you gotta put a lot of points in that attack. So now that we've said this, let's look again at what you get in the box. It's basically the Columbia box, except they replace the Columbia with a Gotham. I will be honest, I bought myself another Columbia box when I see this because it's so cool. Like the Gotham and the Columbia will go so good together, and spoiler, you guess what is going to be in the recommendation at the end of the video, how to expand. The number one, you can guess. For 56 euros, I would say it's quite a good deal. You have two sprues of those classic ships, the Au Revoir ships. Do note that you will not be able to make every variant because you need the talent, so you cannot make the... It's been so long I didn't play them. The Sumter is one of them, which is the one that can land, and there is another one which I forgot. It used to be terrible, it got a bit boosted, but you need both your talents to make this little Gotham here, so be careful. You can only build the Gettysburg, which is this one that you see right here, or the Providence, which we will see in a second. I took some screenshots. You also have 4 Springfields. Great, love the Springfields. They're very good. They bring some defenses, and they are very much enjoying having given them hell, so they're good in Union. We'll see they are also fine in Alliance with a little combo. And you have 4 of those escort tokens. Lovely. Like, put all the escorts. Like in our local meta, as many escort tokens you have, and as many is legal to put on your ships, we say like bring all your escort tokens, because it's so nice to have them on the table, and they cost 5 points. It feels bad. It's like, well, when you have a few points, no, bring all the escort tokens all the time. They look so good, and you get 2 talent tokens as well for when you send them from your little Gotham. Little, no, because the Gotham is the main thing that makes the cost of the box, and it's huge. Like you've seen in the unboxing, it's absolutely massive. It's larger than the Columbia. It's one of the largest surface ships of the game. And now we deep dive into the thick of it. Oh my god, I put the rules everywhere. Let me move here. Okay, hopefully you can see now. So the Gotham, 260 points for the Alliance. We are starting with the Alliance. Why? Because I play French as my main faction, that's why. They have different costs for the different factions. They are mostly the same. The base title that we'll see will stay the same, but they have their own rules and their own weapon equipments. So you start with 260 points for a ship that is Armor 8, Citadel 17. So we just got the teaser today that Citadel is gone. It means that it's literally the toughest stat line that exists in the game currently. 8 hull points before you get crippled, and then 7, which is not common for an aircraft carrier. Usually it's the other way around. It would be 7, 8, or even 6, 9. Very good. It's extremely tough. Weapons-wise, it's terrible. You have 4 rocket batteries that cannot link together. It's absolutely terrible. If you get a point of damage on something, you'll be lucky. You can use it to shoot on islands, but it's not great. You have heavy broadsides if you really need to. At point blank, you can maybe... at point blank, you will make probably a critical on a normal cruiser. Maybe if you're lucky on a battleship. But don't count on this. This guy, though, you buy it for one specific rule, which is talent command, because it's not actually an aircraft carrier. Like it does send its own SRS tokens, which is great. You would send 4 SRS tokens. We know how talents work. Basically, you take your mass 4 in this instance, and you put 4 talent tokens on an enemy within 20 inches. Okay, great. 30 inches now, which is huge. So that's good. What happens is at the end of the turn, each token makes 5 dice for a boarding action, which is huge. The Gotham, just by itself, would put 4 tokens, which cannot be intercepted by anti-air, blah, 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 20 dice, with also a little bonus that you can get somehow, like 20 dice. Okay, let's not even count the bonus. 20 dice, usually it is going to be
a carnage on most cruisers, and even battleships are going to start to sweat a lot. So that's already good. 260 points for a dedicated mid-range brawler that does boarding is good. Yes, but it's not everything. This guy has talent command, which means that himself and any friendly unit within 7, so of course you're going to put all your carriers around, is going to double the number of talent tokens they use. So the Gotham doubles the mass, so he sends 8 talent tokens on a target. Do note that in the talent rule, it's only going to be on one target, luckily, because otherwise, like, it would be OP. It's already quite OP because 8 talent tokens, it's 40 dice. At some point, don't even throw the dice. Like, there is no chance anybody does not get a carnage from such a boarding action. I'm really excited because apparently boarding actions are going to get more impactful and stuff in the next edition, so we'll see what it does. But this is not even an aircraft carrier in the sense that it does bombing run or anything. This is, I don't have a reference actually, I don't have a pop culture reference or a video game of a giant ship that only does boarding action. If you have, like, I guess Klingons must have something like this in Star Trek or something. Probably, like, yeah, let's consider it a World Eater's ship from 40k. This is a Conqueror. You can call your Gotham the Conqueror. It is going to board everything within range, and it's just going to do so much damage with just boarding everything. It doesn't shoot much. It doesn't do. It's slow, but when it gets there, it's just gonna kill everybody on your ship and take him for himself. You do have conscripted crew, so it's not that. Do note that conscripted crew makes you have weaker boarding actions, except against you, but it is not impacting the Talon assaults. It's specifically if you make a normal boarding action. And another rule that is going to be interesting is Flag Barrage 8, which is good to give yourself a little bit of protection. Conscripted crew, you don't really care. Like a contra-rotation, okay, we know this, let's not go in detail. Coordinated support doesn't matter that much for the Gotham, like, at all. Shallow drought, sure, you can stay next to an island or something. Well, for a big ship like this, if you go between 2 islands, sometimes it can be nice, but yeah. So yeah, it's actually a very simple ship. It's tough, very tough, not that expensive. It has good defenses. I put the little escort tokens here because they're beautiful. And you can do one thing if you want to be funky. You can replace your rocket batteries with gun batteries for free, which 100% you should do every single time. And you can make it more expensive and get some heat launch sets. The thing that makes me a little bit sad is that they cannot link all of them together, but at least upgrading them to gun batteries is going to be the good thing. And if you want to be cheeky, you can put some Springfields around, and then it's not a ridiculous amount of firepower anymore. The Union version is roughly the same, yes. Oh, I put here the rules of Talon Assault. So yeah, 13 inches, like it's what I explained. To capture an island, you need to use a Valor card, but it doesn't matter that much. We're gonna change edition, and I don't think there's gonna be ever in 3rd edition a massive tournament with the new rules of like how to capture islands, sadly. But we'll see in 4th edition if it stays roughly the same. Hopefully, yes. So it's 10 points more expensive. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. The first main reason is going to be that you lose Rebel Yell. So you can make some regular boarding actions as well, which is fine, like it's okay. Do note that it used to be that you cannot make a boarding action if you send your your talents token. It's not the case anymore. So you can absolutely make a normal boarding action, and with a fray of 16 plus escort tokens plus everything, it's gonna be fine. Plus you have Give Them Hell, which with your American Spirit, you're gonna, even if it's a draw, you're gonna have some bonus. I need some water. Yeah, so sometimes the recording video is harder than others. So what I was saying is that you have a fray of 16, and you also can make assaults within 6 because you guys have a little jetpack, and you ignore counterboarding, which is actually very good. It means this guy doubles down on being an absolute boarding monster. But it's not as good as fire supporting, because you cannot replace the rocket batteries as Gatlings, which would be amazing, or even as gun batteries, which is very sad because, well, you will not give them hell. Though it's fine, like at least you don't have the temptation of using Give Them Hell on this ship, whose firepower doesn't come from a few gun batteries, but comes from their Minutemen and from their Talon Marines. It also has reliable design, which is a boost. So yeah, in a vacuum, would I pay 10 points more for all these extra rules? Probably yes. But the Alliance is more in need of the Gotham than the Union. Now we move on to the Gettysburg, and you can see that I changed clothes. We are another day because I had to stop. Hopefully my cough is gonna get better because it was just unbearable at some point. So let's continue then with the Gettysburg Heavy Monitor, and this guy is probably the one that you will want to spam in a pure SUSA force if you don't play completely OP in the carrier version in a combo with the Gotham, because then it's just gonna be completely OP. But the Gettysburg is a good, simple, efficient ship. It's 121 points, so a little bit in the higher price compared to other basic cruisers. However, it is quite interesting with a few things. This is the Alliance version. It has 5 hull points before it starts to become crippled, which is actually good. It also has Rebel Yell with the Alliance, which means that it will not degrade fast. Like you need to sink this thing before it stops shooting at full efficiency. That's good. It is a bit slow with speed 6, turn 4 now, but you can full speed ahead to go at 8, and then it's really impressive. It has its Dawn Wheel, so it can of course gain all its bonus from this. Coordinated support is always cute. Sometimes it will be helpful. I think it is good, just a good ship on its own. You are Alliance, so you can make the coordinated support again. Minesweeper is sometimes it will help, and since these guys wants to be the first in the fray, they will be first. Like they will go. You can deploy them, kind of like make sure that they will be in the center of the table and clear a path for your other ships behind. End of turn 1, you stay next to a mine to be able to remove it at the beginning of your next activation, and probably your opponent will have some trouble to sink you out in a single turn, especially if you have a squadron of those. Then again, those rules might change in 4th edition. Another thing that is very interesting, it doesn't have 2 heavy gun batteries. Sometimes it has 1 heavy gun batteries and 2 small gun batteries, which is a bit annoying because one of them is in the rear, and it means you really want to show your flank and to be close to the enemy. It's really a brawler because you will only be able to use your smaller gun batteries at closing range and shorter, but then it's going to be more efficient than having a second heavy gun battery. Basically, you get an extra 6 dice from 2 small gun batteries, while you only gain another 4 dice for a second heavy gun battery. So you gain 2 dice in the trade, even though a range limitation. But also you have a heavy broadside, and heavy broadside on cruisers, it's something you don't see every day, and it's something you're very happy. So it's tough. It goes in the center. Turn 1, you probably end up your movement a little bit, even though you have a full steam ahead, but you try to turn to make sure that you have an angle to shoot on something at closing with all your gun batteries. If you cannot have this angle, you can use full steam ahead, like whatever, your gun batteries will not be in range. And if it means not using full steam ahead to make sure you turn and have an angle, then you probably do this, because an extra 6 dice is nothing to sniff at. You go from 9 to 15, so that basically you go from a point of damage, maybe a critical, to for sure 2 points of damage on a cruiser and maybe 3, and on a battleship it's going to be maybe 2 points of damage and maybe a critical. So it's really not the same stats at all, and I'm talking just about one cruiser here. It has reliable design. Like, I mean, it's a good ship. It is 121, so you don't spam those, but for the price, like, I mean, they will do business. You can also upgrade the heavy gun battery with a heat lance and the small gun batteries with heat lance sets, even though then it's going to start to be very, very expensive. It's an extra 18 points after that, so 139. It starts to be, like, yes, it's tough, but it starts to be glass cannon at this point. But of course, you're going to obliterate something with all your heat weaponries and your heavy broadsides and everything. Probably you want to put them in reserve if you do something like this. But I don't know, I prefer them cheap and just to be good frontline brawlers to clear the path for the rest of your fleet, and just to be good frontline ships. For the Alliance, this is very precious. Like, these guys can open the path for you, even your Italians and for your French, and take some fire from the enemy alongside the Columbia and the Gotham and everything. This is really an anvil, small anvil, but an anvil nonetheless, that the enemy will have to deal with first, because if this guy gets at closing or even at point blank range in the middle of the enemy fleet, it's going to be good. So he has to deal with it, and it allows you to move the rest of your fleet relatively safely in the meantime. The Union version is 2 points cheaper at 119. It does not have a Rebellion, which is the main thing that you lose, because of course, like when you're gonna get crippled, it's gonna be very difficult for you. It has a cheaper upgrade in the sense of the Chesapeake Gatling battery +5 instead of +6 or 7, no, +6 it was, and same for the gun, like the Chesapeake Gatling gun, which is +5, so you save 3 points. Okay, still very good, but they cannot shoot at all the Chesapeake Gatling gun, even at closing. So then if you go all Gatling, for sure, I think you 100% go in reserve. But do you want that? Maybe yes, if it goes alongside a little deep striking force, why not? Again, let's see in the next edition how it works. But for now, do you want this? Maybe yes, maybe no. Minesweeper still, and the big thing that the Union gets over the Alliance, because they lose Rebel Yell, they have Give Them Hell, which is insane. It means that you probably don't want to buy a rocket battery, like for sure, like it's for free, but they should reduce the price of the miniature if you buy heavy rocket batteries. Give Them Hell on something that has a reliable design is very good. And on something that has like 3 gun batteries and can really devastate the enemy, either with Gatlings, either with your gun batteries, either with your heavy broadsides, is brilliant. You get this guy in the middle of the enemy fleet, like a squadron of those, heavy broadside left and right, at point blank, rolling blanks. Then it's going to be, every explosive is going to be triple, and rerolling blues at this point is amazing. Plus you have Give Them Hell on your heavy gun batteries and gun batteries that shoot not at the same target, but at a target that is 1 range band further. And trust me, in 1 activation it's going to make it point cost back. The Union is less in need of this than the Alliance, but it is still a very, very good ship for both fleets. Then I put both together, the Alliance and the Union, for the Providence Merchantman, because you don't care about Rebel Yell or Give Them Hell. Like, this is the Union version I'm showing right now. So you can upgrade with a Chesapeake Gatling gun, blah, blah, blah. The big thing with this guy is, okay, you can attach it to a flagship, it's cute. The big thing with this guy is that it's cheap, 62 points for something that is armor 6, it'll 12, 4/4 hull points. Very tough for the point cost. Plus it has shallow draught, you don't care, but it has a tactical cavitation. So good luck dealing with, like if you shoot your torpedoes at these guys, while it has tactical cavitation online, which means that it's considered obscured against torpedoes, you're basically wasting your torpedoes. Like, except if you have literally no other target, don't, like, you feel bad shooting at this guy. Because, well, it's so cheap. Like, you sink it, your opponent is like, okay, great, now my real damage dealers are coming. Because you need the same firepower to kill this guy as to kill, I don't know, a Yorktown cruiser for the Union, which is twice the price and a lot more firepower. So you don't want to shoot at this guy. And it has useful fright, which is because it can pick up some stuff in the front, as you can see. And basically it means once per turn when you activate this guy, you say like, okay, I'm activating this guy, and actually let me check the next card in my Victory Invader deck. And then you can either, oh, I gotta do double activation, great. You keep it secret, of course, you put it back. Or if you don't like it, it's like a value 3 for +1 speed. You're like, okay. Maybe I then discard it, and then you have a better chance, like you kind of like lose a chance, a risk of getting a bad card next turn. So it's good. You can also attach it to a flagship again, which, if you don't have anything attached, it's fine. Usually you like the extra activations, especially this guy, which doesn't repair, doesn't do much. It's just kind of there. It has 1 gun battery to the front and 1 gun battery to the rear with broadside. And it's actually not ridiculous. Like, this guy, if it gets close, it's going to be 8 dice of gun batteries, which is going to be a point of damage. Yes, absolutely. And the broadside is also cute. The one thing that you could do, but then it's a bit risky, but you could do, you put it at 72 points, so +10 points, is still very cheap, and you replace the gun batteries with Gatlings. Then the enemy is like, I don't want to shoot this guy, even at 72 points, it's a bit of a waste, but if this guy gets at point blank, oh boy. For 72 points, you get broadside, so it's going to be like 6 dice rerolling blues, and you're going to put Give Them Hell on the broadside as well, and then you have the Chesapeake guns, which is going to be 9 dice on the target, maybe the same target as your broadside, if you really want to obliterate this guy. 9 dice, full reroll of everything, blues and the blank, full reroll, and every 6, so every explosive is going to be 3 hits, because of the Give Them Hell. And it's a reliable design, so even in Give Them Hell, you can repair after. This is actually how I would play it. I would happily pay 10 points more to have something a little bit less like super cheap and whatever. 72 points is still very cheap. And if the enemy ignores it because he has other threats and this guy arrives at point blank, it vaporizes anything. Like literally anything. Like the broadside, like even mass ones. At some points, you even, okay, it's a bit risky, but at some point with Give Them Hell and everything, you can use the broadside and both Chesapeake guns separately with Give Them Hell, this is for the Union, and you can destroy 3 mass ones relatively easily. You need to breach Citadel 10 with 6 dice, a full reroll of everything, and so every explosive counts as 3. You have a good chance, like it's a good idea to spread your attacks. The Union can do something similar with heat lancets, and it's maybe less lethal completely, but it's still a good threat and a good idea to spread it out. And since the Alliance doesn't have Give Them Hell, it's maybe even more an incentive for them to go upgrade to heat lancets, because the Union can just use Give Them Hell on gun batteries, while the Alliance is like, maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, just so you see it, here is the data sheet for the Alliance, in case you want to have a look and to record it for posterity. Same points. You can upgrade to the heat lancet for 6 points, yes, but again, you don't, like, since you don't have Give Them Hell, it's a good deal. You have Rebelliel, so it's actually quite good. Even if you're crippled, you will shoot your heat lancet at full power. That's scary. And still the useful fright and shadow drought, and it's not any more reliable design, but you don't care because you're not going to use Give Them Hell. Also attached unit, though the thing to note is that one difference, you don't need to be attached to a flagship. You can attach the Providence to a pack of anything, to a pack of Gettysburg, for example, or a pack of lonely frigates, whichever you want, and it works. Is it a great combo? Maybe not. I would still use the Providence a little bit hidden on the side, maybe hidden behind islands, and so the enemy ignores them, and then you get at point blank with your broadside and Gatling or heat lancet, and then you deal the damage. Because yeah, I'm just going back to show you the data sheet. At point blank, 2 heat lancet is going to be 12 dice, gunnery, hazardous, and devastating. So if you compare it with 9 dice full reroll, it is about the same, but it's hazardous as well. 12, 9, yeah. Maybe it's a little bit better, the Gatling, I'm not sure, but also another difference, the Gatling only shoots at point blank. The heat lancet is still 8 dice at closing. If you don't have one, if you buy this box or the Columbia, I would recommend to build always one Providence Merchantman. You will always be happy with it, and magnetize the weapons and everything, if you can magnetize the whole ship, of course. And now we go to the Springfield Corvettes. I put both the sheets because they're almost the same, but there is something quite interesting. Both of them have Corvette duty, which means they give +1 to the defense rolls of everything around per ship. So it's +4 for a pack of 4, for example. And they are quite interesting. They have light broadside, which is not amazing, but when you start to pile up, especially with Give Them Hell, it starts to be absolutely brutal. Like, I mean, you can go in up to a pack of 8, so it's like 25 dices at point blank, rerolling all the blues. In Union, it's gonna be every 6 is critical. I mean, 8 Springfields shooting their broadside with Give Them Hell is gonna be a double Citadel almost every time on any battleship. I don't know what to do, but if the enemy lets 8 Springfields coming chill at point blank of his battleship, it's his problem. They are very fragile, but yeah, there is a high risk, high reward with those. They are cheap. They are 25 points per model, but they are super fragile. Armor 5, Citadel 10, and you don't even care about Citadel 10 because they have hull points 2. So just 2 points of damage, they're gone. One single gun battery. The same for the Alliance or the Union. The Union likes it more because of Give Them Hell. The Alliance has coordinated support, so you can link them as well with torpedoes and everything if you make a big pack. Again, same both pros and cons. The big difference, that in my opinion, is that the Union can fill them 2 by 2 if you want, and the Alliance has to buy 4 minimum, which I don't mind because they need to be, usually I play them attached to a flagship. I've never played them alone, even though a big pack of 8 can be scary. But I play them by 4 because they really boost the defense of your Columbia, for example, and it's going to build up the defense of your Gotham now. And they're going to be able to link. We talked about this already, and I really think it is a brilliant piece for 25 points per model. 100 points just boost your carrier, like your Gotham, your Columbia, and puts it to the next level. Or your other Union flagship for the Union if you want to attach it to a Constitution or something. So very good ship, very good support, boost of defense, 4 more gun batteries for your flagship. And yeah, they're just a good little ship. They're quite small, they're easy to hide, they're easy to move. And I just love the appearance of this huge fleet. When you put a Columbia or a Gotham soon, with 4 Springfields around and 4 escort tokens as well, which again, you should make them free in your own local meta. Hopefully in 4th edition they will be, or they will be, like, I hope they will be free, to be honest. I'll be honest, if you play either of those factions, you want at least 4 Corvettes. You don't need to choose them about how to build them. You get Springfield, they have 1 build. But you want at least 4 per flagship that you have. So probably 8 if you're gonna get a Columbia. We'll see very soon my recommendation for the next box to buy. But you want probably 1 per flagship that you can attach because they're so good. And if you are tricky, you might want to have a pack of 8 of those guys, just to make this little combo, spread them out, and they're so annoying to deal with. Because yes, they're fragile, but if there is 8 of them, it's 25 points per model. You spread them out because the enemy has a blast, or even worse, he doesn't have a blast, and then they're so annoying to deal with. You just keep them together. You shoot at them with torpedoes or rockets. They don't care at all. Like, I mean, they're gonna, if they all stay packed together, they're gonna get what, plus 15 of defense. So yeah, they have ADV of 3, but plus 15 because of all their friends plus the Corvette duty. 3 plus 15 is 18, so against ADV. So good luck dealing damage with rocket batteries, even Commonwealth rocket batteries. Same with SDV. So you have to shoot at them with what? With gun batteries, but then they're obscured. And how do you reach us? Like they're a nightmare to deal with if your enemy doesn't have blast. And even if he has, just take a flank. There's only gonna be them and spread them out, so you can only hit like maybe 2 of them or 3 of them with a single blast attack. And the enemy, they're very fast as well. Speed 9, turn limit of 7. Like they're fast. And a pack of 8 of them is 200 points. I think your opponents, if he doesn't have blast, he's gonna have way more than 200 points of firepower to dedicate to them to deal with them. And now that we've seen every single unit, we talk about how to expand. You know, you saw it coming from a mile away because it's a huge ship. Of course, the main way to expand is to buy a Columbia Battlefleet set. There is no other way. I will not accept any excuse of anyone else. These 2 packs are made to be together. Like at some point, I expect them to make a how to start SUSA or how to start Old Union or something, just to be those 2 boxes together. They go so well. You're gonna have 4 sprues, so you're gonna have 8 Springfields, 8 escort tokens, 4 cruisers that you can build a bit differently, and you have the Columbia, which goes so well. If you play the Gotham alongside, you probably gonna want to have the USS Virginia, or is it the Monitor? I forget all. Well, the version with the talons behind. And then the Gotham is going to boost the talent of your Columbia. The Gotham is also going to make some boarding actions. Your Saratogas, which is the Orwa cruisers, this one with the aircraft carrier is going to be great. And the Sumter, yeah, as well. The Sumter is basically the Providence with a boarding action, also extremely good. That's a great way to start the game. Like, if you like this playstyle, if you like to play Old Union with Dawn Wheels and be basically very tough ships that are also somehow full of World Eaters, Berserkers, because you're gonna send so many boarding tokens, this is the fleet for you. I mean, for me, I'm trying to spread out my Dystopian Wars fleets to some other colleagues that, oh, I want to buy into the game. I'm like, okay, let me give you this fleet. And I'm keeping only the core of what I love, so the French. I even got rid of my Scandinavians because they are amazing, but if I want boarding, do I want those beautiful Scandinavians, which are fast and tricky, or do I want just those huge giant ships with Dawn Wheels sending giant helicopters full of boarders? I think the second one, actually. That's why I'm keeping my Union as well. Most of them are Union, because the rest is available to be won. If you put a comment, just type a type a comment like I love the Columbia if you watch this video all the way until then, and it will count as 2 tickets for the game. Like, I love Columbia, and then the algorithm will think there is something about the American city of Columbia. So yeah, if you buy the Gotham and you have some extra money, what do I buy next? Don't even think. Buy this one, it's perfect complement. and it works for both the Alliance and the Union. Then, if you play Alliance only, there is a good complement, another SUSA force that goes good in appearance, like in terms of style with it, is the Salvador Squadron for the Alliance. I'm a bit sad about them because they seem to have been abandoned. Like, I didn't receive them from the editor. Our local friendly game store, The Majestic, did not receive them as well in stock, and there is not even the wallpaper available to download. So I think it's been released. I have not seen it yet anywhere, but I've seen the datasheet, and they're good. They're good. It's only 42 euros. It's I didn't see an unboxing either, but I believe it's like a resin upgrade on a plastic part. But no, otherwise there would be some Springfield as well. It's probably full resin. And there are two versions. One for the Alliance that boosts the heat lance around, so good for big brawl. But the basic one, the Salvador, is a good brawler. It's cheap in terms of points, it's cheap in terms of euros, and you just get two of them for 42 euros, and it's a good support on top of the Columbia. Of course, you buy it after the Columbia, but if you buy the Columbia, the Gotham, and the Salvador, first of all, it's already a full SUSA fleet just waiting to be deployed, and if you make a apocalypse-sized game or large 2,000 points, you have your front line with your SUSA, like with the Gotham, Columbia, Salvador, and then 4 cruisers and 8 Springfields. It's going to be, what, 1,500 points, something like that, maybe 1,200 points. And then you have 800 points of French, for example, and you can really take those very fast damage dealers, all the Levant, because those guys, the SUSA, will hold the line. The Salvador is a good, efficient, like, it's no-nonsense frontline brawlers. It's a good battle cruiser. It's tough. It's powerful. It does lots of different things. It's great. And if you play full hit lancet, you can put one Salvador and one Francesco. And number 3, how to expand. I'm actually gonna recommend you to buy the starter set for the other factions. So if you are a Union player, maybe at some point buy the starter set for the Alliance, and vice versa. If you're Alliance, maybe buy the starter set for the Union, because it will allow you to discover an entire new faction with new rules and stuff, and you're already gonna have a lot of miniatures. You're gonna have your Gotham, you're gonna have your Columbia that you can play, and then it's a very easy first step into another faction. It's really like cross-play, and I think it's one of the ideas they have, the game developers, by making them cross-factions, apart from being very cool. And starter sets, at 72 euros, it's still a great deal. Even though now both the rulebook and the Victory and Valor deck, the cards, are not going to be compatible with 4th edition, because we have a new rulebook, obviously, and new Victory and Valor cards, but all the rest, like the dice, are the same, the tokens are going to be about the same. There's going to be some extra tokens, but the old ones are still very useful. We usually run out of tokens at some point. The movement templates are the same, the world map is the same, so most of the extras, you can still use them, especially the dice, which are important, and the movement templates are great. And it's still, like, even without counting the extras, it's still a very good deal on its own. Like, you have your flagship, so an Oriflamme for the Alliance, a Constitution for the Union, 2 sprues of, like, good, beautiful ships. Like, both factions have very different aesthetics, but they are both very cool. And yeah, just a good force. And it's the 2 faction that I'm still gonna be playing. And do expect, as I said, end of June, while I'm in vacation, there will be a battle report where you will see a powerful, large French fleet doing I will not spoil what they will be doing, but they do their work well. And the Union, as I said before, if you play Alliance, you're like, oh my god, I just started the game, I played 1 game, I got wiped out because I played French and I didn't play them as glass cannons. I would like to learn the game a bit more easily. Buy the Union. Get a Union starter, play couple games, 3 games with your Union, so the Constitution, the Columbia and stuff, and learn the game like this. I think it's still going to be a very easy force to start the game with in 4th edition, while the Alliance, and especially the French, are going to be maybe more tricky, like they're going to be forever tricky. Alright, we are reaching the end of the video. Thank you guys, I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, it really helps. I recorded this in 4 or 5 times because I was very sick all the time. I'm sorry that it is released quite late, but I really wanted to show this video of the Gotham because I think it's a great ship, and I cannot wait to see how it's played in 4th edition this summer, because let's be honest, currently for the end of 3rd edition, it's a bit OP. Like if you play, if tomorrow we have, I don't know, tabletop simulator tournament, because yes, Dystopian Wars is on TTS, so if you want to try the game, go there. But if there is a TTS tournament where there is no limit of collection, it's online, so they tell me like, what do you want to play? I don't play Imperium anymore. I play the Gotham. I play the Columbia with the aircraft sending talents, depending Union or Alliance I would play. And then all the cruisers sending talents as well. And big packs of Springfields all around. And I think it is the most annoying force to deal with. Like, I don't see anyhow how anybody can deal with that. Huge defense against airstrikes, huge resilience, and as soon as the enemy is within 20 inches, it gets a deluge of shells and critical upon critical upon critical and boarding and carnage and everything. I don't see how it can be dealt with. It's fine because it's like the last few months of the edition, but I really hope they do something cool, maybe a bit weaker for the 4th edition. If someone from our cradle is watching this video, first of all, hi, thank you for watching, and let us know in the comments if you're watching. Something that we tried to boost the talents before you boosted them with the Gotham and make them 30-inch range and everything, that worked really well, was to be able to use them as the whales of the Covenant. In the sense, when there is no enemy in range, you can deploy them on your ship and they count as an additional escort token. And that was working actually really well. And with the Gotham boosting it, it would not be as OP. I think they should be 20-inch range, but to be able to use them in defense as well, so as escort token. Just our 2 cents in our local meta, but again, we don't play the full official game because we make some arrangements and stuff, so take it with a pinch of salt. Thank you everyone for having watched all the way until the end. I hope that you liked, as always, everything I've said. Like, subscribe, you can buy your miniatures on My Hobby Place, so thank you very much if you do that and you put Love and Wargames in the cart when you need to choose who you want to support. Put the comments as well, always, so you get a chance, it's going to be very soon by now, to win either this Union Armada or also the Wagons for Conquest and a large army for Conquest if you want to try this amazing game. Thank you guys, expect some more videos soon, battle reports for Dystopian Wars at the end of the month. We're going to try to make a recording of our Mod Clash soon, whenever we can, and lots more stuff is coming. Bye guys, until the next video, take care of yourself, and remember to keep things fair in love and war games. Bye!